What's up, world? This is the How To I Do channel with Ed and Sharita. She still gets me, y'all. She's fine. Anyway, today's topic is how to be angry in marriage. Have you ever been going out of your way to do things that you thought would make your spouse feel good or make you feel good to do for them, and they just didn't respond in the right way that made you happy or made you feel justified in all of the preparation that you did to get the good results from it? Then me too. So let's find out what we should do in those angry moments. Before we get started, I want to shout out Talia, Anita, Lillian, Quentin, Karen, and everybody else that liked and watched our video and shared it. Thank you so much. You're helping us to reach people and help save marriages because of you. Thank you. And if you want to get a shout out, feel free to share. Please comment at the end of these videos, and we'll be happy to shout you guys out. All right, let's get into it. Again, today's topic is how to be angry in marriage. And again, you're going to see me looking down from time to time at my notes. So I haven't went to sleep. I'm just reading my notes and talking to you guys. So let's go. We often get angry at our spouse, and usually rightfully so. And we immediately begin to think about all the efforts that we put into trying to do something so that we could reap a reward that was beneficial, and oftentimes we actually get little or nothing in exchange. These are valid feelings and emotions to have, especially when you feel like you've been let down, overlooked, disappointed, or all of these different emotions when all you wanted was to feel good. Last time we talked about the table talk with Will and Jada, and Jada again addressed this sentiment in her episode with Will. And the first thing that I want to acknowledge to you guys is that this is normal, and it is okay for you to feel this way. When you have put forth a genuine effort in the hopes of receiving something in return for those efforts, and you have not been given an acceptable ROI or return of investment, then you are okay to be angry or feeling irritable or being disappointed or mad. But, say it with me, but sin not. Do not, under any circumstances, allow your upsetness, your madness, your irritableness, your angriness lead you into sin. In fact, Ephesians 4:26 and 27 says this: be angry, but do not sin. Do not let the sun go down on the cause of your anger. Do not give the devil an opportunity. This verse says something that it seems extremely pointless, that they put it like right in the middle of it, but it's actually very important. Right after it instructs us to be angry and sin not, it follows up that statement with the portion that we often gloss over, which is do not let the sun go down on your anger. And then it goes on to say, do not give the devil opportunity. Now, what does any of this have to do with me feeling like Susie didn't do what I needed her to do, so I'm angry? It actually has everything to do with it, and here's why. Generally speaking, when we get angry, we usually have one of two actions or reactions, and they are usually polar opposites. We either, one, blow up, and we say and we do whatever we feel the need to say because I'm angry, right? Or number two, we shut down and we hold all of our anger in, and we our disappointments, we just hold them internally because like I don't want to hurt anybody. I just, I'm just gonna keep it to myself because that's the safer route. I don't want to rock the boat. And the problem with both of these actions and reactions is we have a tendency to go throughout the day and throughout the night and even make it over into the next day. On the next night, after our blow up or shut down, and the one thing we haven't done is address the cause of our anger. What we usually do in blow up mode is that we tell our spouse, you don't appreciate nothing. I can't stand you. Or we go on and we say, well, I just got to keep it 100. And we say whatever we think that is appropriate or inappropriate. We don't care because I'm mad. I can do it. I can say what I want to because I'm mad at you. And all you're doing is directing your anger at them. You ain't solving nothing. Or we go to the opposite end and we're in shutdown mode and we internalize everything that transpired. And we replay everything, and I don't understand why they're just so ungrateful. After all the good deeds that I try to do for them, if somebody had done that for me, I would have been excited. Is that you? But the missing link between the blow up and the shutdown is generally the fact that neither address the true cause of our anger to our spouse. And when we fail to address the true cause of our anger to our spouse in a timely manner, then what we do is we give the devil an opportunity. I know that many of you may be thinking, well, I didn't kill my spouse, so how can you say that I'm giving the devil an opportunity? And that's a fair question, because often we simply associate the devil or Satan with things that we deem as being really bad, like rape or murder or child endangerment or anything like that. But the fact of the matter is that though he definitely has involvements in those areas for sure, his actions in our lives are usually more cunning and more strategic than the bang, 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 you're dead type of associations that we normally have with him. You see, Satan is cunning, and he knows that if you've done all of those good things for your spouse and they did very little or very minimal to show you that they were appreciative of what you did, then you are indeed going to be upset, disappointed, and yes, even angry. And again, anger in and of itself is not a sin. However, the steps that you take after may be. If I get angry, which is not a sin, but I step out and I have sex with Susie, who I'm not married to, which is a sin, because I was so disappointed, I was so upset, I was so angry with you that I couldn't control myself, then the opportunity that we just spoke of for the devil to step in occurred discreetly and cunningly when I received that text from Susie that said, "Hey, big head, what you doing?" Yeah, don't act like you ain't got that text before. Or she met you in the coffee room or something. But isn't it interesting that that usually happens after I then address the cause of my anger to my spouse? Or maybe you internalize your anger because you didn't want to start a fight and seem all pushy and all these things with your spouse, but your internalizations of the interactions cause you to think of everything that Tom had ever done wrong, and how Tom is always so unappreciative, and how Tom is just a real jerk. But instead of stepping out of the marriage, you allowed the workload to increase, and you allowed your affection for Tom to decrease, and you became so entangled with the kids and this project and that project, and now the marriage is just drifting along. Because if he doesn't care, why should you? Or you feel that caring will be one-sided or lopsided, and you fear being hurt again. So you become desensitized, and in the words of the popular meme, got him! Because you too have been duped. And though these actions and reactions may not be sin, they often are the steps that lead to it. So this is why we are instructed to not let the sun go down on our anger. In fact, the verse that precedes these verses says, "Therefore, having laid aside falsehood, each one of you speak the truth with his neighbor, for we are members of one another." And that's Ephesians 4:25. If we place this verse in the context, then when we get angry, which is not a sin, then the way that we should continue to not sin in addressing our anger is to speak the truth to our neighbor. And our neighbor in this scenario is our spouse. Notice that we are instructed to speak the truth, not yell the truth, not cuss the facts, not call our best friend on the phone and tell her, "Girl, let me tell you." Nor are we instructed to internalize everything that happened. We are to speak the truth, because there is power in your tongue. You can either speak life or death into your marriage, but the first place you need to start speaking is at the true cause of your anger. What are you truly angry about? Because the truth of the matter is that your spouse may think that you're mad at one aspect of what happened, and you may be on a completely other aspect of what happened and that you're missing. Or your spouse may be totally oblivious to the fact that you are mad or angry at all. But how can we address the true cause and not the assumed cause if we've never opened our mouths to speak the truth? And remember, timing is everything. So know when the best way, and more importantly, the best time is to address your spouse about these things. Because when we handle our anger and disappointments in this manner, then we lessen the chances of finding ourselves in all types of entanglements that have the potential to resurface or bring damage or even divorce in our marriage. So just do it God's way. That way you don't have to let me explain your way out of it. And also, by doing it God's way, we leave room for Him to work things out on our behalf where we may have failed short. Remember that marriage is a triangle. And if we're taking up all of the sides, then where's God? So keep God in the equation and simply do things God's way in love. Speak the truth. That's it. That's all I got for you today. Join us next time where I don't know what we're discussing because I ain't put it out yet. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe, and make sure that you comment. What are some things that you need to speak to your spouse about? How can you do it? How did it work out for you? Leave your comment below. Be sure to go to our website, HowToIDo.org, and all of our social media links at the HowToIDo. That's on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. We're looking for you. We'll see you next time. Peace.